it's kind of a muddle, and New Hampshire isn't going to winnow the field. It may not winnow the field. Does that disappoint you, or are you kind of glad it's not going to work out that way?
No, to be honest, I think you will see a very different field tomorrow morning. And I had a lot of conversations with my colleagues. I voted this morning with Pete and then flew back and voted on the floor of the House this afternoon. I think you're going to see a dramatic shift in this race. One of the things we're going to learn is how strong is Bernie Sanders. Honestly, in my own point of view, I think 70% of the voters or more are not going to go that direction. And I think that's a real message for the American people and certainly for the Democratic Party and future Democratic contests. I think we're going to see the strength of the vice president. And you were there over the weekend. I think we may see some softening of support there. And people have got to decide, is he up to taking this all the way through? I don't want the American people to find out in October about where we are with that. And then I think you're going to see an extraordinary coalition come together around Pete Buttigieg that's going to be very powerful. Young voters, older voters, lower income, middle income.
Well, let me stop you there.
Lots of women.
Let me stop you there. A couple things. Are you concerned he can't win young voters? This is the millennial that millennials aren't supporting. The millennials are supporting the older guy.
Keep an eye on college campuses. Keep an eye on college campuses. I don't mean to interrupt. We had a great rally at Dartmouth. We've got some good results coming back from the students that were so engaged turning out the vote today. So you want to look at towns like Keene and Hanover and Durham. I think we feel very strong. I think we're going to do fine. Obviously, Bernie's got an edge there. But as you pointed out to Bernie, he's not doing well about older voters. And in New Hampshire, older voters are definitely going to make it to the polls. They always do. They always will. And I think you'll see our strength there.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel. So thank you. Now do me a favor. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.